They're called the Four Noble Truths. Suffering exists. There is a beginning to suffering, which is attachment. There is an end to suffering, which is breaking attachment. And there is a path to the end of suffering, which is the 8 practices. Now, the first noble truth that suffering exists is very often misunderstood and mistranslated. The word used in Sanskrit is dukkha. So that's been translated as life is suffering. Life is not suffering. Life is painful and life is joyful. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. I know that's hard to hear for some because that threatens our relationship with resentment, anger, blame, self-pity. It really upends it. It takes the foundation away from it when we say pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So why do we say this? Why do the teachings say this? The first noble truth says that life, the nature of life, the nature of our existence will always, key word, always be fraught with pain, dissatisfaction, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment. There's nothing we can do about that. So spiritual practice is not to change life. It's to change our relationship with a life we cannot change. There is nothing you or I could do to stop life from doing what it does. I can't stop people from doing the things they do. What I can do is change my relationship and my response to it. That said, life is also fraught with happiness, joy, satisfaction, contentment, bliss. We turn our pain into suffering when we avoid it. Why? Because when something's painful, it's painful. But I'm not my body. The next meditation is I'm not my feelings. Pain will dissipate on its own if we let it. Suffering is us attaching the pain and keeping it present and perpetuating it by feeling sorry for ourselves, by being angry, resentful, blameful, by hiding in it, by not being accountable and responsible for maybe our part in it, no matter how little it might be. And here's the kicker. We all have been wronged by people. And most of it is non-intentional, right? But there is intentional harm caused. I'm still responsible for how I manage that, even though I am completely in the right for being angry, resentful, and self-pitying and blameful. Because once the incident's gone, and I'm not minimizing anybody's trauma, and this is not condoning harmful behavior done to us. It simply means that once we're carrying this, we have to be responsible for what we do with it. And we can either avoid it, which causes us to suffer over avoiding it. So now we've compounded it to, we have pain from the initial experience, but now we have pain by avoiding it and making it worse. Here's the kicker though. When things are pleasurable, we suffer over pleasure. Why? Because instead of just enjoying pleasure as something impermanent that will change, we already know it's going to end. So we're already getting agitated, like, oh, I don't want this to end. And we start clinging. And then as it starts to get out of our grasp, we start pursuing. So we suffer over the knowledge that pleasure will end. Everything is temporary. Pain is temporary. Pleasure is temporary. So where does that leave us? Well, let me get back to the Four Noble Truths. When we attach to an aversion of pain or a pursuit of pleasure for an alternate experience of pain, it's really all aversion, but we suffer. How do we stop suffering? We break attachment to pursuing and avoiding and be present with whatever's happening. We do this by following the 8 practice path, which we'll get into, as a middle way through what's called the 8 vicissitudes, the 8 worldly concerns. Pain and pleasure, gain and loss, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. We will all experience these 8 experiences no matter what we do. That's what I was kind of referring to before. We cannot change life. There will always be pain, pleasure, gain, loss, praise, blame, fame, and disrepute. Whether you have a spiritual practice or not, these things will happen to all of us. But having a practice gives us a way to manage them.